Hey everybody, Cody with Princess Craft RV, and today we're going to do our technical walkthrough on the 2026 Cirrus Truck Camper A20 model. So let's start up front and let's go through it. All right, so on the Cirrus A20, we're going to be equipped with the Ryco Titan electric jacks. They're going to be remote control. We'll go over the remote control operation here in just a bit, but manual operation, in case you do have a failure, let's go cover that real quick. You're going to want to unplug this 2-pin connector from the wall. You're going to pop this little dust cap off the top, and down inside it's going to fit a 3/8 drive ratchet. So the best way I found to do that is get your ratchet with about a 4-inch extension on it, and that way you can manually crank these if needed. A pretty good jack, so don't see a lot of issues with that. Let's move on down. All right, so our first compartment here on the driver's side of the A20 is going to be our propane compartment. So the 2026 models have updated their outdoor compartment latches. So you're going to flip this little tab out and then rotate that to open this up. Inside, we're going to find two 20-pound propane cylinders with a auto changeover regulator. They're just held in with a clip strap, so they come out pretty easy. To do your changeover regulator, if you take a look in here, we're going to see this little lever right here at the top. And to select cylinders, we're just going to, whichever way this is pointed, is going to be the cylinder that we are pulling from, whether it's left or right. And then we've got our gauge here. If it's in the green, that means we've got propane pressure at the regulator. If it's red, that usually means your cylinder is empty and you need to switch over or remove and go exchange. Now these are just standard 20-pound propane cylinders. They can be refilled or exchanged, whatever is available to you. You do have venting here on the side as well as out through the floor for proper ventilation for that compartment. We do have a couple of warning labels here talking about pilot lights. You do want to make sure that anytime you pull over to refuel your truck, you got to make sure all your pilots are extinguished for obvious reasons. And this just talks about not overfilling your propane cylinders and some of the install stuff here. So not that you're filling your own cylinders, but it's just information that they're providing. So moving forward, or backwards, excuse me, we've got our 30-amp shore power inlet. It's just a standard twist lock design. You're going to put your cord on, line up your prongs, put your cord on, give it a little twist, which gives it the initial lock, and then you're going to take the plastic lock ring and you're going to tighten that down. Don't over tighten it, it is just plastic. And you want to make sure we get a good snug connection here so we don't get any arcing or overheating. Now just underneath our sidewall here, we are going to find our LP propane quick disconnect. If you want to use a exterior grill for cooking or something like that, it's just going to be a quick connect here. You're going to push back on the collar, take your quick connect hose, push it in and let go. Give it a little tug, make sure it stays in. The last step is going to be to turn this little black lever here forward, and that's going to lock that collar and also allow our propane gas to flow. When you get ready to disconnect, you're going to want to turn that off, and then you're just going to push that collar, and the quick disconnect hose is going to pop out and put your dust plug back in. All right, we've got 3 compartments here at the rear on the driver's side. So starting at the top, we just have a exterior storage compartment. Not a whole lot in here other than that. The compartment we've got right below that is going to be another storage compartment with some service access behind the panel. And the one down at the very bottom is going to be our wet bay. This is where we make our city water connections. This is where we pull our dump valve handles. Our outside shower is here. And we are using the Nautilus system on this. So you can see you've got your valves here and your proper orientations depending on what you are trying to do. This is going to be your city water connection. The black one is going to be your tank flush. Don't hook up to the black one with your freshwater hose and think that you are providing water to your camper for fresh water. It will flood your trailer. So don't do that. City water goes to the white, flushing your black tank goes to the black. Gray dump handle, black dump handle. We've got our low point drains here. This is going to be our freshwater tank drain and our hot and cold low point drains. Now to get all of your connections in here, there's going to be an access port through the floor of this that comes in underneath the trailer, and it's going to come in through right in through here that you can run your water hose in here. Yeah, that's pretty much it in there. Okay, moving around onto the back. Just a few things here. We are using the Fiamma entry handle that can lock over the door. So when this is unlocked, it can store into here. It serves as an additional security lock. It also keeps it from accidentally swinging open while you're traveling. We've got your license plate mount, so your rear plate off of your truck will need to come off and be mounted here so it can be visible. We've got your roof access ladder, so you can get up and inspect your roof. You should be doing that at least every 90 days. Cleaning it off, making sure all your sealants are good and everything is looking okay. The Cirrus A20 does come pre-prepped with the backup camera. And let's move on over here to the passenger side of the camper. Right on the bumper, you do have a sewer hose storage. You're just going to untwist that, and you can fit a sewer hose in here. You'll just need to take some measurements to confirm whatever hose you choose will fit. And then down here at the bottom, we've got another storage box. We also have some switches in here, which are going to be your awning control switches for your rear and side awning. And then we've also got your carry-out solar panel port where you can extend your solar capacity that will plug in right there. We've got our ALDE vent here, so anytime you're running your ALDE on propane, this is going to produce hot air, so make sure that we don't cover that up or watch little fingers while you're out camping. Got our 110 exterior outlets. And then underneath our sidewall on this side, we do have some overflow drains. We've got our 7-way cord holder tucked back here in the corner so we can keep this guy up off the ground. This is going to plug into your truck. It's going to provide all your lights on the camper. All right, and then on both sides, we do have the anchor points underneath the sidewalls here, and that's going to be where we run a turnbuckle from the camper anchor to the truck tie down to make sure this thing stays secure in the bed of your truck. That's about it on the outside, so let's hop inside and take a look at everything in there. All right, coming inside the A20, just inside the door at the floor, we're going to find a large switch. This is going to be for our entry step light for the outside. Next, that's going to be our Ryco Titan jack activation switch. So to power these on, you're going to push that button to the up position, and you're looking for that green light to be on. Once that is on, now we can use our remote to control our jacks. Now to run our jacks, it's going to be the center 2 buttons will do all 4 jacks together. And this is just like you're sitting in the truck of your vehicle, where the left will be essentially your driver's side and the right is your passenger side. And that's how that remote will work. On our entry door, we do have a little trash can. We've got your fire extinguisher holder. And then to get in and out of the camper, if you push this lever down towards the green, that's going to allow the camper door to open. Up to the red is locked, so it can't be opened from the outside. We've got 4 switches here just below our cabinet door. We've got our door light, which is going to be our entry light on the ceiling. Our porch light, which is our amber light right on the back of the camper. Our awning light and our camera power. So whenever we're going to be using our camera, this switch does need to be on even when you're using it while traveling down the road. It can also be used as a security camera in the camper by having this powered on and bringing your monitor indoors. Let's take a look in this cabinet here. So this cabinet is, the light has a motion sensor on it, or you can turn it permanently off or permanently on. Just in here, this is your wardrobe, so you can hang clothes in here. We've also got your camera signal sender system here. So just make sure you don't knock your antenna off or anything like that. It could affect your camera functionality. And then in the other corner, we're going to find your ALDE fluid reservoir covered up by a guard. but it does have a sight window in it so you can see your ALDE fluid, so you can check that regularly and make sure it's where it needs to be. All of the cabinet latches in here, you just push in, they pop out and allows you to open it. Under our kitchen sink here, we just have storage space. Kitchen sink, hot and cold water. You do have a drain stop. You'll see we've got some venting back here behind our kitchen. That's going to be for airflow for the heating system, so we can get proper airflow through the camper. All of your windows are going to be twist locks, so we are going to open these up. If it has a button, you're going to have to push that to unlock it. And then when you push these out, you tighten these knobs down to hold the window open. Now, I don't recommend cranking down on these so tight. They just need to be snug enough to hold the window open. When you get ready to close, support the window, loosen the knobs off, and then you can bring it back in and relatch it. Now, these windows do have a vent position, which is going to be putting the latch in the middle of the receiver. And what that does is gives you just a little bit of airspace around the gasket so we can get some fresh air recirculation, but you don't have to worry about water or anything like that getting in. Make sure they are fully latched for travel. Any wind getting behind that window could remove the window from your camper, which we don't want to have happen. All of your shades are going to be have a day shade and a night shade, and they're going to be held together with this little plastic clip. You're just going to tip that out, and then you can separate them, and you just push them together to latch them together. Overhead, we do have just some overhead storage. You do get your nuCamp owner's manual, goodie bag, and everything in there. You're going to be equipped with a charge port over here above your cooktop. You've got your 12-volt cigarette lighter style port, USB-A, USB-C. Below that, we're going to have your ALDE control panel, your nuCamp convenience panel here. This is going to have your tank gauges on it. It's got your water pump switch and your accent lighting and your sink lighting switch. So if these are lit up, that means that light is on. And then we've got your GFCI 110 outlet with your trip and reset. So if you've got 110 outlets not working, check that and make sure it's not tripped. Check out our other videos on how to use that ALDE control panel. It's got some features in it. So moving down to our cooktop, 2-burner cooktop, you just turn your knob to the light position, and then you push the little gray button here, and that's gonna be an auto ignition. Now these do have a battery in them for the auto ignition. You just unscrew this cover, and if I can grab this with my fingers, it just takes a little AAA battery, and that's how that creates that spark. So if it quits sparking, unscrew that, check the battery, and see if it works. Moving down, we're going to have our Contour convection microwave. So no oven in this unit. We get the convection microwave instead. All right, so I've already pulled all our cushions off of our dinette benches. I want to show you what's going on under here. So on each side, we do have storage space, but they have made the floors movable. So these can slide, and underneath you'll see we've got your ALDE Compact 3030 unit. And really what I want to show you under here is going to be that cord right there. I have seen those fall out over the years. Just something to watch if for some reason you're having functional problems with your ALDE. Just pop this up and check that plug, make sure it hasn't come out. Now as far as what's on the other side, it's just raised up so it can allow flow for our coolant hose here, and then for our venting as well on that side. All right, so under the bedside dinette bench, again, we've got more storage, and again, the floor panels are removable. So the Cirruses now come with a standard 100 amp hour Battle-Born lithium battery. There is a spot to add a second one, and it is also prepped with an inverter. On the other side, again, it's just some clearance space for wiring. You are also equipped with a Victron Smart Shunt, so that's going to work through the Victron app. So make sure any nuCamp you buy, you download the Victron app and check for items installed in your camper. All right, so while I've got this all taken apart, let's go over how to make this down into a additional sleeping space. So this is going to tip up. You're going to push down on this lever and this leg is going to fold all the way away. And then we are going to come over here and we've got 2 tabs. We're going to push down on those tabs and that's going to allow us to lift the table off the wall. And then it's going to sit right here on these 2 stiles and that's going to hold that table in place, and now you can position your cushions to make your optional sleeping space. To take it back up, you're going to remove your cushions. We're going to take this, we're going to snap it back to the wall, line it up, reach underneath. There's another tab. You're going to want to push those back into the up position so it locks in place. And then we are going to swing our leg back down, and now we are back to being in table. All right, so underneath our dinette, this floor section is removable. I just wanted to show you the space since this unit is not equipped with the Battleborn, full-on Battleborn Victron package, which is where the items would install here. This could be used for some storage space. Just as something to show you here. Again, if you get the Battleborn package with the 3000 watt inverter and everything, all that equipment's going to install here, so this space becomes unusable at that time. All right, so the step up into our cab over area, right below that, we're going to have our battery disconnect switch. This is going to disconnect all your 12 volt power in the camper from the batteries. We've got our WFCO auto detect power distribution center. Inside, we're going to find our Win 10 breakers and our 12 volt fuses. Highly recommend grabbing an assorted pack of 12 volt fuses to keep on hand. We've got our battery heat switch. If you are cold weather camping, you're going to turn this on. That's going to activate the heater on the lithium batteries so they can accurately charge and discharge in cold weather. And then we've got our inverter activation switch. A couple of storage compartments here with nets over them. We've got our isotherm refrigerator. Biggest thing in here is going to be your control knob. So 0 is all the way off, and then you have a max temperature setting of 7. And then the light is just turned on and off with the door. So if you don't turn your battery disconnect off, then this thing will always be running if you don't turn it to 0. So make sure you turn it to 0. Overhead, we do just have storage compartment. We are equipped with a Dometic air conditioner. It's got 2 knobs on it. We've got basically our fan and cool knob. So if we just turn this knob to the gray side, it's going to be fan only. If we turn it to the blue side, that's actually going to engage our compressor and produce cold air. On the other side is kind of our temperature knob. And what that's going to do is towards the red side will be warmer air, towards the blue side will be colder air. And then we've got our vent closure slide here, so we can have air blowing straight down with this open. If we close it off, that's going to move our air towards the side vents. So we've got one of those on each side, and then we've also got end vents, so we can close these off and blow that air into the bed space or back here into the kitchen. Or you can close them all off and again, just open this up and blow straight down. Now, this unit does have a filter that needs to be removed and rinsed. I find it easiest to open that front flap and put some pressure down from inside to get this to pop out. And then we can get access to our filter. So this just gets removed. These are just plastic framed netting. So just be kind of careful with it so you don't tear the netting or break the framework. This can be rinsed with just warm, mild soapy water. Rinse it out really good, let it dry completely before reinstalling it. Once it's all dried and ready to go, we're just going to reinstall it back on the return air vent. And then we're going to line this up and we're going to snap it back into place. And you want to keep up with this. It's going to really help with the efficiency of your air conditioner and keep it working optimally. So, moving up into our bedroom. All right, moving right up into the bedroom space. We've got our TV on the wall. There's a long lever at the top of the TV mount that you push to the side that unlocks this so it can swing out. So this is so you can watch TV from your dinette space. Make sure it's stored and latched snugly against the wall for travel. You don't want it swinging out. Just below that, we're going to have our light switch for the space up here for our lighting over the cabinets. We are equipped with a Jensen Bluetooth radio that's going to be mounted on this side over here in the corner. And it's also going to have an HDMI input, so you can either run your Bluetooth player through that and then stream over to the TV or plug straight into the TV, depending on how you want your audio to work. Overhead, we do have storage compartments. Down here on the sides, we also have storage compartments, and you'll see more of that vented wood. That's going to be, again, for our heating system to allow heat to come out. All of our windows and day-night shades are the same up here. All the way up here in this cabinet, you will see a little hose tucked away back here in the corner. That is an air vent for the ALDE system. You shouldn't need to mess with that. That's usually just for servicing, but it is exposed. And then we've got reading lamps on both sides that have separate modes, so you do just have like a blue accent lighting. If you long press the button, it will then turn to a white light. That's about it. Not a whole lot up here in the bed area. All right, last room here in the Cirrus 820 is going to be our wet bath. So hot and cold shower. Got the wand here. You've also got your height adjustable slide. You've got your medicine cabinet with your mirror. Overhand, you do have a vent fan with a light, so you can do the lighting. To open the vent, you're going to push the button and push that vent assembly up. And then to close it, you just pull it down, but then you do have another button for the little fan installed. You got hot and cold water here, and we've got the toilet right here underneath me. It's going to be a foot flush, so half pedal is going to be water into the bowl. Fill it up, you know, about halfway. Do what you need to do, and then all the way down is going to flush. Make sure you're using plenty of water, proper toilet treatment, and RV toilet tissue so you don't have any black tank concerns. We also have our clothes bar here, so you can hang your towels, you can hang your wet clothes, anything you need to hang there you can. And that pretty much covers it. All right, everybody, that should cover everything on our 2026 Cirrus 820 truck camper from nuCamp. But if you feel like I've missed anything, or if you got any further questions, give us a call. Check us out online at princesscraft.com, or come see us in person in Round Rock, Texas, or Katy, Texas.